Hey, it's your friend, MUNIBA MAZARI, and welcome back to the show. I'm honestly so excited that you're here because today's episode is not just a story. It's a real-life lesson about courage, chaos, and growth. You know that feeling when everything looks perfect on the outside, but behind the scenes, it's a total mess? That was me during one of the biggest experiences of my life. I recently wrapped up something I'd been dreaming about for years. My very first live motivational event tour. It was called the Rise Beyond Tour. The venues were sold out. The lights, the energy, the audience, everything felt magical. But behind the curtain, it was absolute madness. Let me take you there. You probably saw the smiling photos, the standing ovations, and the perfectly edited clips on social media. But you didn't see the backstage nerves, the last-minute disasters, and the unexpected chaos that came with it. On the very first night of the tour, our sound system crashed 5 minutes before the doors opened. 5 minutes. I was standing there in full makeup, mic on, and suddenly there was no sound. My team was running around trying to fix it. And you know what I did? I froze. My hands started shaking. At that moment, my inner voice said, "Who do you think you are? You're not ready for this. You're not built for this kind of stage." But something strange happened. Instead of panicking, I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was real. And that's where lesson number 1 began. If you wait until you feel confident, you'll never start. Confidence doesn't come before the action. It comes after it. Standing there on that dark stage, I realized that waiting to feel ready is like waiting for a bus that's never coming. You have to start walking. So I told the audience what was happening. "Hey everyone, apparently my mic just quit before I even said hello. Guess it's as nervous as I am." The whole crowd laughed, and that laughter broke my fear in half. Sometimes honesty is your superpower. Lesson number 2. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in chaos. Let me tell you about the second night of the tour. We were in Toronto. My flight got delayed, my luggage was lost, and my slides for the presentation got deleted from the drive an hour before the show. Old me would have freaked out, but something inside whispered, maybe this is part of the test. So I walked on stage with no slides, no notes, and no safety net. And that night, the audience connected with me more than ever before. Because when you stop trying to be perfect, people finally see who you are. You don't inspire people by pretending to have it all together. You inspire them by showing that you can stand tall even when things fall apart. Lesson number 3, not everyone will understand your dream, and that's okay. Halfway through the tour, I faced a setback I didn't expect. Someone close to me told me, "You're too ambitious. You're not a celebrity. Why do you think people would show up to hear you speak?" For a moment, I believed them. Doubt hit me like a punch in the stomach. But then I remembered, you can't expect people to see your vision when it was never shown to them. It's your dream, not theirs. So I kept going. And guess what? That same person texted me 2 weeks later. "I saw your clips online. You were amazing. I'm proud of you." Funny how the world starts believing in you after you stop waiting for their approval. Lesson number 4. Failure is the price of progress. In Chicago, something truly embarrassing happened. I tripped walking onto the stage. Yep, right in front of 2,000 people. The microphone flew, I landed on one knee, and there was this awkward silence. And then I just said, "Well, I always said I wanted to make an impact. Just didn't mean this literally." The crowd roared with laughter. That one moment taught me that failure doesn't kill you. Hiding from it does. Every success story is built on a mountain of mistakes that no one talks about. So stop fearing the fall. Fear staying in the same place forever. Lesson number 5. The people you love will test your patience, not your purpose. I brought my 2 kids along for part of the tour because I wanted them to see what chasing a dream looks like in real life. But let me tell you, it wasn't always Instagram perfect. They fought over snacks, argued about hotel beds, and once even refused to come on stage for the final bow. At one point, my daughter looked at me backstage and said, "Mom, can we go home? I'm tired of this." I felt crushed. Was I being selfish? Was I pushing too hard? But later that night, when I tucked her in at tea, "The hotel," she whispered. "Mom, I liked watching you talk. You looked happy." That's when I realized our children don't need us to be perfect. They need to see us try. They learn courage by watching us chase what we believe in. Lesson number 6. Life rewards the bold. Every city, every flight, every unexpected problem taught me one thing. You can't plan your way into a great life. You have to leap your way into it. Most of us live inside invisible walls made of fear. What if I fail? What if they laugh? What if it doesn't work? But what if it does work? What if the very thing you're terrified to start becomes the story that changes your life? You'll never know until you take that first imperfect step. The real magic. When the final show ended, I didn't feel relief. I felt gratitude. Not because everything went smoothly. It didn't. But because I survived every moment that I thought would break me. And you know what's funny? The best parts weren't the applause or the lights. It was the quiet moments backstage, the laughter after things went wrong, the team huddles when we didn't know how to fix things but did anyway. That's what growth looks like. Here's what I want you to take away. Right now, there's something in your life that's calling you out of your comfort zone. It might be starting a YouTube channel, changing careers, learning an instrument, or speaking up about something that matters to you. You keep saying, someday. But someday isn't a day on the calendar. Your someday becomes today when you take one brave step forward, even if you're scared, even if you're not ready, even if you fail the first few times. Because courage doesn't mean you're fearless. It means you act despite the fear. So here's my challenge to you. Think of one thing that you've been putting off, the thing that both excites and terrifies you. Now do one small thing today that moves you toward it. Sign up, call, post, apply, ask, stop waiting to feel ready. The moment you take action, you become ready. And maybe, just maybe, one day you'll look back, standing on your version of that stage, and realize that everything that once scared you was just life preparing you for something greater. So here's to the nerves, the chaos, the detours, and the people who doubted you, because they're all part of your story. You are stronger than your fear. And your next chapter begins the second you stop waiting for permission. This is MUNIBA MAZARI, and I can't wait to see what brave thing you do next.